Welcome back. We are now going to learn something about idioms and phrases. There are many ways in which we make our communication interesting and attractive. One of them is the use of idiomatic language. A person who uses idiomatic language appropriately is very often a much loved person. Now, we should know therefore how to use properly idioms in our communication, oral communication or written communication. Now, what is an idiom and what is a phrase? Now, idioms and phrases are learnt always together. At the end of this session, you will be able to identify the exact meaning of the given idiom or phrase from the given options. Usually, you will be given a question, a sentence containing an idiom or just an idiom, and 5 options will be provided, one of which will be the exact meaning of the idiom. So, you should be able to choose the correct option that conveys the meaning of the idiom. Now, by definition, phrase is a group of words that functions as a single part of speech, like noun, verb, adjective, adverb, etc. And it has a particular meaning when used together. Whereas an idiom is a larger group of words whose meaning is different from the literal meaning of the constituent words. Normally, when you say, for example, an ordinary sentence, peacock is our national bird. Now, the meaning of this sentence is the sum of the meaning of the constituent words. Peacock is our national bird. So if you add the meaning of all these constituent words, you get the meaning of the sentence. This is the normal way. Whereas, if it is an idiom, say for example, if a guest comes to your house and then you tell him, please take your seat, and if that person lifts the chair, you start smiling, because virtually what you said was, you asked him to lift the chair. Please take your seat. Actually means lift the chair. But you said something, but the words which you used together mean something else. You asked him to get seated, though to take your seat, then you say, it means you are asking him to sit down politely. So this is an idiom. There are so many idioms that we use in our daily life. Now, idioms should be used sparingly and appropriately. Now, in this section, we are going to expose ourselves to some of the idioms. And in all these questions on idioms and phrases, you will be provided with an idiom, and 5 options will be provided against each idiom. Either the idiom can be given separately, or it may be given in a sentence where the idiom part would be underlined. Now you will have to read, sometimes even an idiom which you do not know earlier, if you read the options, you will know that the meaning. For example, if you say, he remains poor always, he is not able to make both ends meet. In this part, ENDS ends, both ends meet. Now the clue in this sentence, he remains poor. The ends here in this idiom, one end refers to income, another end refers to expenditure. This idiom means he is not able to live within his income, and that is the reason he is poor. Now we are going to look at some of the examples That example is black sheep. Now, black sheep is not a sheep that is black, though literally it means that. Black sheep is a person who is a shame or a disgrace to his family or to his community. So, we mean something which is totally different from what is conveyed by the constituent words. Let us see now a set of examples of idioms and the correct meaning of these words. The first one is to bury the hatchet. Now, hatchet is a small axe which can be used in one hand. Now, what has something to do, what has the act of burying the hatchet to do? Now, if you are burying a weapon, which implies that you will have no use for it. That means you are not going to have any enmity with the person. You are going to become friendly with a person with whom you were not friendly. Now look at the options here. To dispute over small things, to destroy, to repair, to dig the earth, and to make peace. So out of these 5 options, the obvious choice is option E, to make peace, to bury the hatchet. That idiom means to make peace. Now let us take the next question. At loggerheads. At loggerheads. Now there is a boss and he has his assistants. The boss suggests something, the assistants or the subordinates, they suggest something else. So there is no conformity, there is no concord between the boss and his assistants. You can therefore say he and his assistants are at loggerheads. This is the sentence. Now look at the options. In agreement, it cannot be the first option. In confusion, differing strongly, undecided, willing to help. Willing to help is inappropriate. Undecided has nothing to do with this. In confusion, in agreement, they are also irrelevant. The correct option is differing strongly. The idiom at loggerheads means differing strongly. We'll now go to the third question. A close shave. A close shave has nothing to do with a shave, and it has nothing to do with the word close as well. If you are sure to be defeated, you expected to be put into trouble in a situation from which somehow luckily you managed to escape, then it is called a close shave. A close shave, phew, it was a close shave. Now the option out of these 5, a clean shave, a lucky escape, a wasted effort, a well-guarded secret, a nasty accident. Now the correct option here therefore is B, a lucky escape. A lucky escape in the sense a lucky and unexpected escape. You were sure not to escape, you are sure to have been defeated or put into trouble, but somehow by providence you managed to escape that. That is what we say a close shave. A close shave therefore means a lucky escape. Now the next one, a square peg in a round hole. If you see, a square peg in a square hole will never be a problem. A round peg in a round hole will not be a problem. A square peg in a round hole means it shows there is something which is a misfit. People very often use this idiom to talk about their boss. People feel that the boss is always right and they are always wrong. So very often we hear people talking about their boss. My boss is a square peg in a round hole. Now if you think of the meaning in that sense, an impossible task, a scheme that never works, a costly experiment, a person unsuited to the position he occupies, a lazy person. The best option is option D, a person unsuited to the position he occupies. So the meaning of the idiom, a square peg in a round hole, is a person who is unsuited to the position he occupies.